Hi, it's Kylie Koo. Welcome to hashtag ATCAD 2017, where myself and some other artists are creating an ATC for each day of the month of June. So I've got my blank ATC and I now have some pieces of scrap papers and a piece of cardboard, and I'm just looking at how I might fit some of these onto my ATC. And I particularly liked this piece that said purchaser's receipt. So just tearing down a piece of cardboard to see how that might fit. I then decide to tear this piece smaller too, and again looking at how that piece of cardboard might fit. But at this stage can't quite get it looking the way that I want, so I decide that meantime I'll take out some of the media acrylics and just do some background colour. Knowing that most of this would be covered up, but any small gaps that remain showing will at least have a bit of colour on them. I'm tripping over my words today, sorry. Just dabbing a bit of that off, but then I will go back in and add a bit more. So giving that a quick dry, and then I'll go back to looking at the way I might fit these papers again. And I actually decide that I want to use those two pieces, but with that kind of gap in between. Now unfortunately around this point I was interrupted, and what you don't see is the fact that I've stuck those down, and I've also added a bit of the background colour and gone round the edges with some walnut stain distress ink. So now I am just drawing a rough heart shape on another piece of scrap paper, and I'll just cut that out. And sorry, that's slightly off camera. But I decide that's just slightly too big, so reduce it a little. And now looking at maybe doing a bit of layering, again trying to bring in that cardboard. And this is where I get really fussy, because I bring out a different piece of cardboard and also a piece of burlap. So I'm having a look at these other papers and I decide I want something from that particular sheet. I'm going to cut out that 5 of hearts. So just looking at where I'm going to place that. Originally I was thinking that I would add a kind of sentiment to it, but the more I look at it, the more I like that purchaser's receipt, detach and hold. So I'm thinking that I might want to leave that on show. So I'm now just making the heart a bit smaller again. When I tried it again in place, I just felt it was too big. So there I am, just making it that little bit shorter. And of course when you cut one side, you've then got to cut the other side. Now just distressing it with my scissors around the edges. And then I'll take some of the walnut stain again and just go around the edge with that. I'm just trying to get into it all. And here I start to faff again, just trying to get it exactly as I want it. Sometimes I say to myself, oh, just get on with it, but I know that if I don't get it looking the way that I want it to, or to the point where I think, yes, that's how I want it, then I just know that it would bug me forevermore if I didn't do it. So that's why I just kind of play about with it until I feel happy with it. So whilst I'm doing that, just let me say once again, thanks for all your lovely comments and encouraging comments. I'm glad so many of you are enjoying this. And do use the hashtag to check out other artists, and some are showing their work on Facebook and others on Instagram, and of course others here on YouTube. So I've got my cardboard in the shape that I want, and just going round it with the walnut stain again, and just going over the kind of front of it just to pick up the kind of crinkly bits. So, finally decided the way that I want it, and what I do now is I take just a stapler and put a couple of staples into that little stack there. And then I'm just going to use some gel matte medium just to attach it. And then I'll just use the gel matte medium again to attach the 5 of hearts. And just playing about with the position again. So just trimming off the overhangs. And then I take my Stabilo All just to do a bit of definition with it. And just softening that out a bit with some water on a brush. And I decide here that I want those ends of the burlap to be a bit kind of rougher, so I just pull them back ever so slightly and just snip them in a way that leaves them a little bit uneven. And then I just decide to put a box around the detach and hold. I thought that just fitted with the heart, holding the heart. And at this point I'm thinking that I'm just about done. But then I decide to put a bit more of the walnut stain around the edges. And then again, I'm thinking that I'm just about done. But then I decide one more thing's needed, and that is to put a staple through the card. And that is it. So as always, thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.